Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of Andrewsfootball.com. Here I am. I'm getting ready to talk about the third overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, and I got the New York Jets on the clock here. Now, what are the Jets going to do? Now, the Jets have a very unusual situation because most teams that pick in the top three of the NFL Draft don't have a really young, talented defense, and they don't have a franchise quarterback. But these are two things that the Jets do have. Another thing is that the Jets have $102 million available that they can spend through free agency. So keep in mind, I'm doing my mock draft before they've spent any of this $102 million. So there's a good chance that this may change in relation to who they pick up via free agency through the draft. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the Jets because Adam Gase walks into a great situation because they actually, my personal opinion is that they set Todd Bowles up for failure last year. Todd Bowles is an excellent defensive coordinator, but so what did they do? They traded a bunch of draft picks and drafted a rookie quarterback to go with a very young defense that he was building up. This was not going to work because they had almost no talent on offense. Plus, you had a young, up-and-coming defense, which is going to be better this year than last year under Greg Williams, who I think is an excellent defensive coordinator, because you had a lot of youth. Jamal Adams looks like a superstar in the making, and they have a lot of talent. So Adam Gase is really walking into a great situation here, but Todd Bowles kind of got the raw end of the stick, but he got another job as a defensive coordinator. I think it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll double check on that, but I believe it's in Tampa with Bruce Arians. And they worked together before in Arizona, so that's a good mix for them. But here's the thing with Adam Gase is that he was the guy who was let go out of Miami, and I kind of thought he got a bad deal because here's a guy who's got the best out of Ryan Tannehill, took a Ryan Tannehill to the playoffs, and that wasn't even his guy. Joe Philbin drafted him, couldn't turn him into a franchise quarterback. They fired him. They brought in an offensive coordinator, former offensive coordinator who worked with Jay Cutler in Chicago, got the best out of Jay Cutler. They were hoping to get the best out of Ryan Tannehill, and he got him to the playoffs. Then he got injured, talked Cutler out of retirement, still kept him around 500. And then last year, Tannehill just... He's not a franchise quarterback, and that's not Gase's fault. I really felt that Miami kind of gave Gase a wrong deal, but he's going to reap the rewards that Todd Bowles, who also got a raw deal, made up because this guy can coach quarterbacks. And Sam Darnold, you're going from Ryan Tannehill to Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold was my number one quarterback in last year's draft, so take that as you may, but Sam Darnold is really going to be a star in this league with the right situation, and he needs some talent. So you got $102 million. You got a really good offensive-minded head coach now in New York. So these are things that are really, really positive. So what are they going to do with the third pick in the draft? Well, they made public that they want to trade down. And the reason why is that they have the third pick in the draft, but they don't have a second-round pick. They do have the fourth and the 29th pick in the third round, and they would love to get some extra picks to go along with that free agent money and to get Sam Darnold some weapons and just a little touch-up on the defense. But the problem is I don't think that they're going to be able to trade down. The third pick in the draft, it's a high draft pick, and I really don't think that they're really going to be able to get what they really want. There's not a lot of teams with a lot of draft capital. They're going to be able to want to even trade up with them, and they wouldn't be able to get fair value. So I don't think the Jets, even though they've made public that they want to go ahead and trade down, I don't think they're going to be able to. So I think they are going to take the third pick in the draft, and what they're going to do is that Greg Williams already said he's going to stick with the same 3-4 defense. He ran a 4-3 in Cleveland. He's going to stick with a 3-4. I think that over time you could see it merge into a 4-3, maybe a hybrid, but you need pass rushers. And lo and behold, at third pick in the draft, you have the perfect pass rusher for the 3-4 defense, and that's Josh Allen. If you watch my previous video, Josh Allen was a guy I had a draft crush on. He participated in linebacker drills. He really did a good job, ran a 4.7. He's just a hair under 6'5", about 260, so he's athletic. He really could play defensive end. I think playing him as a linebacker, what he played in college year one, would give him the best chance to be successful right away, which is really really what you're wanting if you're the New York Jets. You're not spending $100 million in free agency. You're not picking in the top 3 and going out there and saying, hey, we're going to try. No, this Jets team legitimately can make a playoff push this year with Josh Allen and who they pick up in free agency. But one thing I want to be clear is, if they sign some pass rushers via free agency, they're not going to take Josh Allen. So this is up in the air. They could go Quinnen Williams, who would be perfect. But I just like Josh Allen a little better because Josh Allen could come in day one and be perfect for a 3-4. And then you could also have him put on what I call the NFL 20 and then put his hand in the ground depending on how you feel comfortable with him. So Greg Williams over his first year will be like, hey, can this guy play defensive end or does this guy need to stand up? Because if this guy needs to stand up, hey, I'm keeping my 3-4 defense and we're going to just wreak havoc all over the AFC East. So, My personal opinion is that I think that they're going to build their team around Sam Darnold with free agency money. So he's going to get some receivers, some running backs, some offensive line help. And then I think the Jets are going to be safe in taking Josh Allen at number 3 and really building up that defense. And I think the Jets are going to be a team to keep an eye out on because this could be a playoff team. I know it's hard to believe, but I really firmly believe that if they handle this correctly, this could be a team that wins 9 or 10 games next year. And Sam Darnold has a very, very high ceiling. So a lot of things are really looking good for the New York Jets. So if you haven't already, there's this red button right down here. See it right down here? Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Wait till tomorrow where I break down the 4th pick in the NFL draft. So I'll see you tomorrow.